Procrastination. We all know how to fix it. Just do the thing instead of putting it off. Yet, here you are, procrastinating again, watching this video instead of doing what you should be doing. Why is that? Why do you delay something important you know you should do, but for some reason every time you try and do it, you somehow magically end up playing video games for 10 hours straight instead, or do some other activity that has zero impact on the task that needed to be done? Now, I'm not here to judge you. I'm no better than you. In fact, that person that used to procrastinate for 10 hours with video games, yeah, that's me. I have procrastinated so much by now that I consider myself kind of an expert on the subject. As a result, I've done a ton of research on the subject myself and have finally found something that works for me, and I want to share that with you. If you believe that you are a procrastinator, then that's a part of your identity, which makes the habit of procrastinating stronger. But there's a big difference between the two. One is a belief and an identity, the other is a habit. Now, please remember this. The more evidence you have of being a procrastinator, the stronger the identity will be. That's an evil feedback loop, I know, but it's also the key to beating this vicious cycle. Now, currently, the only real way I have found that can fix this issue is to change one's mindset and belief. Well, how do one change that? Well, it all starts with self-awareness and understanding. Now, to put it simply, procrastinating is to keep delaying something that must be done, often because it is unpleasant or boring. Usually we procrastinate for one of the following reasons. The task is too big, it's boring, it's difficult, or unclear. You know, it's not instantly pleasant like watching a YouTube video that explains how to beat procrastination so that you feel like you're actually doing something productive towards the task when actually you're still procrastinating. Listen, let me explain how you actually beat this problem once and for all. Step 1. Change your tasks from output-based to input-based. This will help you fix a couple of problems straight away. Here's an example. Let's say you want to read more. Read a book is an output-based task. Now, if you change that to read 10 minutes, you have successfully changed it to an input-based task. And just like that, you have already done multiple positive changes instantly. Firstly, you have made the task less difficult. Instead of the massive task of reading an entire book, you just need to read 10 minutes. Number 2, you have made the task way more clear and less big. Reading a book is a big and difficult task, and it's unclear how to proceed. But reading for 10 minutes, that's precise and you know exactly what to do. Now you might say, yes, I've heard this a million times already, but it still doesn't work. So what should I do now? Right, that's why there's a second step to complete this video. Step 2, changing your identity. To beat procrastination, focus on showing up repeatedly. Remember, action leads to motivation, not the other way around. You can't wait for motivation, you must act. Consider the 2-minute rule. You need to break down tasks into such small steps that starting them is effortless. Start with just 2 minutes of reading, and if that doesn't work, narrow it down to 2 lines or even 2 words if needed. The real key is reducing friction to start the task. Again, as stated in the beginning of the video, we already know the answer on how to beat procrastination, which is to doing the damn task. But this approach has 2 key benefits. 1. It creates a simple yet clear input-based task that's easy to begin with, and once you start, you're likely to continue because action leads to motivation like a snowball. 2, which is the most important part. Remember when I told you that the more evidence you have for an identity, the more it strengthens that identity, and that was the curse but also the key. Well, right now, your procrastination muscle is strong because you've used it a lot. But each small task you finish is like a workout for your action muscle. It might feel weak at first, but the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Eventually, your action muscle becomes stronger than your procrastination muscle. Now, this change is like going from someone who always sits on the couch to someone who hits the gym regularly. You want action to be the habit that happens rather than procrastinating. The secret to beating procrastination is to frame the task so precise and easy so that it's below the point of where it feels like work. Now, it will require some patience, but over time, you will beat procrastination more often than not this way. rather than beating it one time because of motivation. Now click off this goddamn video and get shit done.